This is my third year attending. We used to call Gathering of Eagles.
Right.
Now it's the Gathering.
Because they're mixing the
yeah,
lending
yeah.
side in.
So I'm here for my leadership position as the president of Anne Arundel County Board of Realtors, and we attend primarily to find out what's going on in the market and bring back value to our members at Anne Arundel County Board of Realtors. And there's always so much to learn. So
what did
learned
you
a
learn?
lot
What's
today.
one of the most important things you've learned so far?
I learned how important, I already knew this, but learned how important it is for us to demonstrate our value as real estate professionals in any aspect, whether you're a lender, title company, or a real estate professional. I've learned how it's so important now to really demonstrate our value.
So how do you do that though when you're a buyer's agent and you
Right.
are supposed to demonstrate your value before you start working?
Right. So what I do is I think it's all setting expectations, outlining the whole process. I think sometimes there's so many experienced real estate agents out there like myself that have been doing it for a long time. And I think sometimes we forget to communicate and just the basics that we just do every day.
Sure.
That, just the simple thing of making sure that they've obviously been qualified with a professional lender, how they're going to be funding this financing of the home.
How does that work?
You go through all the contingencies. We still have a market where it's extremely competitive, lack of inventory. So you have to be really on your game in order to win as a buyer agent. So you have to already start the expectations of saying that you may have to waive the home inspection. And a lot of people aren't comfortable with that, right? So we have to go through setting that expectations if they want to win. And then sometimes it takes learning. They learn the hard way that they don't win. And then the next house that they want, they realize that maybe we need to consider a different plan. And so that's what I do. And there are options with home inspections, as you know, that you can do a walk and talk. It's not the same as doing it with a regular home inspection, but home inspections are coming back as a listing agent. I've seen, my sellers have accepted several offers this year with home inspections. So again, that's setting expectations and explaining this is not a new house. We can't expect it to be perfect, and just going through some scenarios and examples of things that if they find them that they're easily corrected, and maybe putting maybe a range of pricing on that.
Sure. So when it comes to multi-offer situations, have you ever been a frustrated buyer's agent in those scenarios?
Yes.
I think everyone could say yes, but tell me what you think is needed in the industry to help buyers in multi-offer situations.
I think transparency in outlining what key terms are winning in a particular offer so that you can compete with that, because it might not necessarily be price. It might be contingencies. It might be how much money you're putting down. So it might be escalation clause, things such as appraisal. So I think that it would be nice to know all the terms when you're writing an offer so that you can go back to your buyer and say,
this is what we're
up against. Do you want to waive the appraisal? Do you want to make up an appraisal gap?
And what does this mean?
And what does this mean? And how much do you want this house?
So what have you heard so far about final offer, if anything?
Yeah, I've heard, I'm trying to remember, because the person in my office that uses it and has demonstrated to our office in one of our sales meetings mentioned that she had signed up, and I think it was a free trial. Is that right? So anyways, she used it on one of her listings, and it went really well. I think it was a townhouse. She got several offers, and for the most part, the agents were able to maneuver the system. I think that I like the platform. I think it has a lot of value, but I think that sometimes there's a lot of older agents that may feel intimidated with using that.
Sure.
And there's also potentially the trust factor of trusting who you're sharing this information with.
Sure.
So I think if you can overcome those things, that would be a win, and also making it very user-friendly.
Yeah. It's interesting because when it comes to technology in general, so Final Offer provides real-time offer alerts, right? Alerting any interested party and an offer was made.
Right.
Giving them an opportunity to also make an offer.
Step up to the plate.
Or for their agent to say, hey, a clock started, I'm concerned about this, and I think you should consider walking away. Versus blindly saying, we're going to escalate to X.
Right.
Whatever you're most comfortable with, good luck.
That's
I think that's what's hurt buyer agency.
Yes.
Is
for
the
sure.
fact that, you're about to get paid X amount of money for playing a game with me.
For sure.
How does that make sense?
Sure.
I could have played a game by myself.
Any sense. You have to really advocate for your buyer, and you really have to know the details of how to get it done. You can't just throw a number, because if you do that, you're not going to win. And also, it's frustrating because not every agent is transparent with everything. So
Yeah.
you have to set that expectation with your buyer right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Saying, I know most of the agents, which I do, being in my leadership position. However, there's some that I don't know.
Right.
And you're trusting them that they are, in fact, guiding you in the best way, and also guiding everyone fairly. That if they're sharing some terms, are they sharing those terms with every agent that's called? That's what
What's
is
cool
very
about
difficult.
final offer too is you lay out the terms you want. You can even put value,
Right.
whether negative or positive, on a term so
Right.
that people can be strategic. And I
Right.
think when it comes to the data sharing, so final offer is a 2-page agreement, and your husband was telling me he didn't know that this was allowed, that you could expose an offer as long as the seller agrees.
If the seller agrees, you can. That's right.
And so we have a 2-page agreement built in our system for buyers and buyers agents and sellers and listing agents that states that they're agreeing with that.
So it's a disclosure that they have to sign?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And it's
Good.
a binding agreement.
Okay.
But in that, at the same time, we collect their email address solely for the purpose of signing that. Now, they have to upload a pre-approval letter or proof of funds prior to making an offer. They can also send that information directly to the agent outside of the system. There's that option. So it's really, truly an offer management and negotiation platform that's helping agents build trust with consumers again by saying, instead of having this cloak in front of me, come on in.
Right.
I'm trustworthy. I'm transparent. I'm just going to do the right thing and get the best price and terms for my seller. Or, hey, buyer, I'm going to actually guide you with information.
Yes, that's really good. Yeah, I think that's great. I think as long as people are willing to sign the disclosure and they're willing to agree to it, I think that's a great opportunity for people to have a bigger, like a wider playing field and a better chance of winning. And definitely as a buyer agent, you want to have that opportunity. Do they have to change the lender letter if they change their offer? Because you don't want to play your hand.
Yes, there's a request an increase button.
And it goes right to the lender?
It goes, no, it should. That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
So we've adapted this whole platform. The majority of people who have invested in the platform are real estate agents.
Okay, good.
So I'm an agent and I invested in it initially because I used it initially. But that's a good idea. But right now it requests an increase. But each time the listing agent gives that power to go in and make an offer. Because some people are like, why can't it just be the ability to offer on any property one time? And I'm like, because one listing agent might say, I'm not going to do this, or this scenario is this. So you have that control.
There are some listing agents that literally share almost everything with you, which is crazy. And then there's other listing agents that just don't share anything. They just say, give us your best and final offer.
Which is crazy. When you're buying,
when there's a lot of offers, it's very difficult.
But it makes us look bad as agents.
It does. I agree. I totally agree.
And that's where that change really has to happen. We have a buy it now button too. You can put it under contract for X price and X terms right now.
Almost like an auction.
Yep.
Wow.
And there's an auction functionality or buy it now. And what's nice about it is that
who sets that buy it now
the
price?
listing agent determines everything.
The listing agent, the seller, obviously.
Well, yes, with the seller, yes.
So, in other words, someone could shut it down. So how does that fall out when you have 7 other people that are excited about potentially?
It's how are you going to use the platform to get the best price and terms for that seller, right? And so maybe you start where you just collect a few offers, expose them as they come in, or don't expose them. Start a timer that alerts everyone with transparency, every offer coming in and how to beat it at least 0.5% in total offer value. And then let's say you throw up a pie in the sky number that the seller says this would just make my life complete. Someone can click it at any time. But at least buyers now know what a seller is willing to take to put it to rest right now.
So if they click the buy now, that exposes a number.
No, if they click the buy it now, it's done.
It's done.
It's done.
So it could be any number. Isn't that risky?
They can't click it without having the buying power increase.
Okay.
So if you make an offer at $1 million and now the final offer comes up at 1.2, you have to request.
You have to make sure that you have $1 million too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can see that number. They can see what that number is on the top.
And everyone can.
Wow, that's amazing. What if it's higher than that? If you have this 15 offer interest and the top is 1.2, and you're saying, wow, we're only at day 1 and we have 17 offers, then you might say, I'm going to switch that buy now up to 1.5. So they can still do that.
Totally. You can add it in at any time, remove it, increase it,
cool.
decrease.
And how much interest are you getting in this product?
Now more than ever, I feel like because of what's going on with NAR and just the need for transparency, and NAR just invested in final offer.
They did.
With the REACH program last week that was announced as really them saying this is the way real estate should be done across the board. And so what we're working on is we're in 10 states, including Maryland and Canada, because they have a lot of rules about they have to alert every single person who saw the house or was on the market
right.
that an offer was made.
Right.
So that alone is complicated, but they have to do that.
Yeah.
And
what are you
doing
doing with compensation in this model?
So
is that in there?
So we have all the feed from MLSs come on like Zillow does.
Yeah.
We don't pull the feed of the compensation. If that goes away, right now we've always had the ability for the listing agent, if they would like to disclose a compensation. Would you like to disclose it? Yes or no? Who's paying it? How much? Percent or dollar?
Okay.
And so from what we're told right now, we can continue to do that based on the settlement.
Right.
Who knows,
but
right?
So the settlement is going to allow you to do that.
That's what we've been told. And we'll see.
That's an exciting new product that you're involved in.
It's cool. And it's a subscription model, so we don't touch commission. There's a lot of products out there that are auction-based models trying to connect consumers directly or at least on one side of the deal and then take a percent of the commission.
And how much is it, this subscription?
So it's $500 a month for unlimited usage of the platform for a lead agent, and then $100 per team member or something like that. And then we do brokerage deals, association deals, all different types.
And how many members do you have right now?
We have over 20,000 subscribing users, and we just signed a couple big ones in Virginia that I'm excited about.
And how long have you been offering this?
It's been October 2022. It launched in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, but it's had complete evolvement to what it was.
Right. How many states have it now?
It's 10 states.
10 states.
Yep.
Maryland has it?
Maryland has it. No one really has taken it in Annapolis.
You have to get everyone involved. Like if one person does it, I think you have to get everybody.
Yeah, it's like when it comes to buyer agency, if they have to make an offer on an auction, they go to X site to make the offer. Similar concept that we've all just been like, oh, do this. But I think that people are starting to understand this need for change. You don't write a full offer unless you win.
Right.
So you just type in the terms from your phone, click in the price, which is helpful. You already know you lost, so you can move on instead of run home to write that long offer. All that stuff.
That's good. And so are you working for them?
I'm a full-time agent and I'm a full-time SVP of sales there.
Wow. That's amazing.
I've always done lots of things.
Are you the manager for the whole country then right now?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, we have someone else who's really handling Canada, and I handle all of America except Tennessee.
That's amazing. This lawsuit's going to help you.
It has.
I think.
It has. I think it's like everyone's open to change now and understanding that we have to have transparency.
Have you gotten any boards to buy onto it? It's pretty expensive. You probably couldn't include it in membership. It's too much.
I think it's too much. But I think you get the leads on your own listings. That's another aspect. Because if a buyer comes in and they're asked, are you working with an agent? The answer is no. And they try to make an offer, click requested tour. Those leads go to the listing agent to do whatever they want. So our pricing right now from that perspective is good. Yeah. But it's a great differentiator to listing appointments. We're helping agents like market this.
How are you like selling it to agents to like in Annapolis?
We've made no effort in Annapolis, to be honest.
You're not putting any effort.
We haven't yet.
Okay.
We're growing really quickly.
Because I'm pretty sure, unless there's another one, that this is the one. I'll have to talk to Michelle, but I'm pretty sure that she was like trialing it.
Possibly.
I'm not sure. Are you doing any trials?
Not anymore. No.
You did though. Maybe
we did at the beginning.
Months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, we had for a whole year.
In 2022. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there competitors? No.
Which is unfortunate. There's things out there that the tech is really ugly, but they're taking a percent of the commission. They're not consumer facing. There's the aspect of consumer facing that's really going to help the best agents win, because I'm not afraid for you to be in this process. You should be. Come on in. You get to see now exactly what I get to see.
Yeah, it's a great model.
Yeah.
So which state is using it the most? Just curious.
Oh, I would say Virginia. Just about to be.
Okay.
And so Northern Virginia.
Still very competitive.
Yeah.
Virginia Beach is pretty competitive too, right?
Yeah, we're not out there yet. We're really working within now. A lot of times we do a brokerage deal where the brokerage pays for all of their agents to have some type of universal plan with us. And then the agents can upgrade for the full functionality at a discount and marketing materials. And so we're just signing larger and larger brokerages now.